forceful reaction of the United States to the attacks of 9/11-2001 left a rift between America and its historic allies. The isolationist policies of the Bush administration have no doubt caused anti-Americanism to grow in many European countries. Interdependence Day has been celebrated since 2003 as the antidote of isolation. Last Monday, a panel in SL entitled From Global to Local: Virtual Worlds, Immigration and Linguistic Diaspora was sponsored by the Center for Public Diplomacy, which is part of the Annenberg School of Communication at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. The real-life portion of the discussion was streamed from Tec de Monterrey University in Mexico City, Mexico. This was a trial run for the not yet completed Annenberg Public Diplomacy Island in SL, where panelists had to deal with technical issues and some physical barriers as well. Jose Murillo from the Ministry of Culture in Brazil could not get a visa to Mexico, but flew onto the sim just in time.
I would like to thank you for the opportunity of being here, especially because of the different meanings of the word here.
While nonprofits and educational institutions seem to get it when it comes to community building, they do need to increase resident participation in their SL events. Director of the Center on Public Diplomacy, Joshua Fouts, aka Schmielsen Nielsen, told the half-empty auditorium how the center plans to use money from a MacArthur Foundation grant. Detailed studies would do a better job than the mainstream media in documenting the impact of virtual worlds on societies, he said.
There's a dichotomy in how the US media looks at virtual worlds. They either trivialize them or demonize them, and that is to say, by trivializing, they talk about how you can get rich in these spaces, or they demonize them by talking about how it's corrupting our society, those sorts of things.
Another panelist was Peter Marks, the man behind MTV's virtual Laguna Beach on there.com. He summed up SL this way.
Because it is such a leveler socially, people can interact regardless of their location in the world, their language, the cultural, religious, political, and all the other differentiators. It essentially allows you to do, as a lot of people do in California, to reinvent yourself.
In stark contrast to Peter Marx's view, the founder of Interdependence Day, Professor Benjamin Barber, expressed serious doubt that SL could energize its residents to take on serious issues.
99% couldn't care less about any of the things that are being talked about here. You know, kids starving to death and having their organs removed and sold in the other world.
Professor Barber said he failed repeatedly in trying to engage in political discussions on the grid.
The idea that this is currently available as a civic tool, a political tool, is just absurd and is a kind of salesmanship done by people who are in it primarily to make money.
Barber's gloomy outlook was in sharp contrast to the optimism Jose Murillo shared on the panel. A video message from Brazil's Minister of Culture, musician Gilberto Gil. Minister Gil's program for digital culture was implemented 4 years ago. Its goal is to stimulate development in local communities by bridging the digital divide. One example is the rural town of Pirai.
The mayor, the state university, the public schools, and the state agency for information technology came up with a very intelligent solution to provide public broadband internet access to the whole city.
Now, do virtual worlds facilitate political debate across national and cultural boundaries? Or is SL just another place to shop and party? An alien observing this event would probably conclude that the human race has a long way to go before deemed worthy of making contact. Eternal optimist Schmielsen Nielsen would probably point out that we are at least on the right track.
The dad, who's a journalist, comes in and asks his son, what did he do today? Dad, I spent the morning in my office at my private foundation on Second Line, where my avatar raised nearly $600, which I then took to donors to choose.org to buy textbooks for a class I adopted. Then I spent the rest of the afternoon chatting with kids about the upcoming school year. What did you do today?
Thanks for your idealism, Schmielsen. I'm sure next time around a public diplomacy event will have a larger headcount than this awesome beach party. For Life4You News, this is Draxtor Despres.